Right, guys, work together, guard, attention!
Better like that stand?
So you may be seated while the info is being done, and while we're getting ready to invite members to view, please take your seat, and it would be greatly appreciated if we have some silence and do.
Welcome everybody. I'm sure you want to settle down so we can start with today's proceedings. Auntie, you've been trying to get your attention for a while now.
Moghamberry Naicker, and he was the youngest son of Mr. and Mrs. S.V. Naicker of Newtown, Tagala. That is old news. And he was a brother of Rogers, Salvin, Asukin, Ronnie, and Priscilla, and the loving husband of Angelique Naicker, who is seated here today. I want
See the feet.
Amen. Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much for maintaining the silence and following along with the budget. And I'm not sure, Quinn, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Quinn? Clearly? Okay. So on behalf, and Angelique, I was waiting for you to get back. On behalf of Roger Sana, I'd like to read out something that he would have wanted to express for himself, but understandably, because it's such an emotional time, he's asked me to express this. And this is what he has to say. So, to my dear brother Babes, and of course Angelique, thank you, Babes, for coming back home. You left as a 20-year-old and returned 40 years later. And for those of us who know anything about anything, you know how difficult it is to come back to your parents' home after you've been married and lived your life and established routines, and then found you had to come back home. He didn't have to come back home. He chose to come back home with Angelique's support. And Dad and I were so proud. We even knew that your heart us, and you took care of Dad and I. Nothing that I say can actually express to you how much that means to me, that you've been here for me with Dad to take care of things. We watched with great pride your achievements, and in one of the plaques, of course this is now my words, in one of the plaques there is a saying there which the Navy obviously believes in about fair winds and stern seas, and I literally feel that that can encapsulate the whole of the life of the Navy and of course people in general, right? You can have calm winds and unruly waters or whatever, but the nature of how Babes navigate that and how he literally came back to become my strong, loving youngest brother, it seems obvious to me that the anchor that he found, Angelique, was you. So thank you for being his anchor throughout this time. And Rogers wants to say thank you, Angelique. You have been unwavering in your support of taking care of my dad and I, and especially Dad. Nobody could have done it better, and we really appreciate that. And I want you to know that if it is at all possible, every wish that Babes has had, I will try to make come true. So this is a message from Rogers, and he would like you to know that this is how he feels. Thank you. I'd like to also call on Nicole. She's going to, while we on messages from family, I think it's appropriate that we've heard from Rogers, the eldest brother, and Priscilla also has a voice note that she'd like you to listen to. Nicole, come forward. Technology sometimes has a way of letting us down. I'm now, Angelique and, Nicole, won't you please then do your message? Okay. Alright, so we're going to get back to that message, but Nicole also has a message from Angelique, which she'd like to read out.
Good afternoon, respected guests, family, and friends. Today is obviously one of the hardest days of my life. I could never put into words the emotions that are flowing through me today. What do you say when you lose the man who's been your strength and rock for 20 years of your life? It's almost like asking an amputee how they feel about losing a limb. Naicker, as I fondly called him, was a rare gem. Undoubtedly hardened by the battles of life, but he was really soft when it came to me. The life we shared together was a prime example of the love of a lifetime. Not only was he a loving husband, but also a highly respected figure in the South African Navy. Naicker's dedication to his work was unwavering. His embodiment of honor, integrity, and service to his country. Rising through the ranks, he not only earned the respect of his peers, but also inspired countless others to follow in his footsteps. He was ranked as a senior warrant officer, Master of Arms, a title of great honor, and to his peers, he was a true leader, a mentor to many, and a guardian of our nation's shores. I saw this time and time again when we would be recognized every time we left the house, or when we'd be invited for special events honoring his indelible mark in the industry, or even in his last days when Naicker was in hospital. I saw the true impact he's had on those around him. Even when I was physically not able to be there, his Force AT family, his work family, stood in and was a constant source of support and care, not only to Naicker, but to myself as well. He really cherished the laughs, the kindest gestures, and all the time you took to stand by him in some of the darkest times of his life. His journey and career was one of courage, dedication, and love, and it is these qualities that we remember and honor today. But it wasn't just his career that defined him. Naicker was such a loving husband, a caring brother, and a loyal friend. And while he may be perceived as this macho, big dude from the Navy, and trust me, that he was, he had the biggest heart to those he loved. Generosity pulsed in his blood, and empathy and compassion was one with his nature, and many of us can attest to that. Through his tough outer shell, he had a unique ability to make people feel valued and heard. His laughter was infectious, and his kindness knew no bounds. In the face of his own battle with cancer, he displayed immense strength and resilience, which was a testament to his unwavering spirit. As we remember Naicker today, I will hold on to the lessons that he's taught me. My heart will carry forward his legacy of service, dedication, and compassion. I will never forget the love that he shared, the friendships that he nurtured, and the impact that he's had on all our lives. In our grief, let's find comfort in the knowledge that Naicker is finally at peace, free from pain and watching over us. His legacy will live forever in our hearts and in the memories that we share. So as we say our final goodbyes, the world will remember the man who touched our lives with wisdom, courage, and strength. But I will remember his warm embrace, his protective spirit, and his childlike heart of love. May he rest in peace.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for those heartfelt words. So when Babes got sick in April this year, we got on the family chat a message that said, with him sharing, he said, tell the clan that I'm ill, and there's been nothing but support, and Angelique, as a family, we will ensure that we provide this loving support continuously to you. I think I'd like to call on Nishana, who's going to speak on behalf of the Sexton Sangam of Tango, if she's here.
dear members of the Naicker family, members of the Stanga Siva Sangam, respected elders, dear ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the members of the Stanga Siva Sangam, the trustees and the chairperson of the Stanga Siva Sangam, it is with a heavy heart that I stand here today to bid farewell and to say a few words about Moghamberry Naicker, affectionately known as Babes. My relationship with Babes spans a few years, given that my late Pidaji, Mr. J. Prakash Pandit, had a strong bond with Uncle S.V. Naicker, and my relationship with Babes grew stronger when he and his wife Angelique came to live with Uncle S.V. Naicker after Auntie had passed on. Babes had retired from the Navy, having served his country with outstanding distinction. He shared a very special bond with Uncle Naicker, Rogers and his sister Priscilla, despite the challenge of working in another province for years. He was selfless and didn't think twice to move home to Newtown together to support the family with his time, love, and care. There are duties in Hinduism that help guide a person in everyday life. The duties ensure peace with both material and spiritual prosperity. Babes did not shirk those duties, and in particular, he ensured that they were all fulfilled with zest and zeal. He had worked tirelessly in the Navy, moving ranks with ease, given his dedication and enthusiasm. He created bonds of friendship and camaraderie, and I recall speaking to him, and he always spoke of the support he had received from his friends and camaraderies, especially when he became ill. Babes was a loving family man, and Angelique stood by him during the happiest of times and the darkest of moments. Today we all gather to express our love, our gratitude to a true hero. We salute you. We can celebrate a life well lived. Farewell, Moghamberry Bhaiya. Your name will live forever in the hearts of all. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Shana, for those very precious words. And I seriously echo the sentiments that it's not about the life in your years that matter. And Babes was a young 63. It's the way you live your life that matters. And although he was away for 40 years, he was traversing the times of the seas and the winds that we know nothing about. But later on, we're going to hear from colleagues of his from the Navy that's going to tell us something about the way in which he chose to live very differently from how most of us make our choices. So now I'd like to hand you over to the bhajan group, and so please, let's follow the procedure that we did previously. Let's listen and participate so that this soul is sent very, very happily on its journey.
சிவபெருமானே சிவபெருமானே எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே 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 எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே அன்னை தந்தை குரு தெய்வமே அன்னை தந்தை குரு தெய்வமே ஆண்டவனே நீ அருள் செய்வாயே ஆண்டவனே நீ அருள் செய்வாயே சிவபெருமானே சிவபெருமானே எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே 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 எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே அம்பே அப்பா குரு தெய்வமே அம்பே அப்பா குரு தெய்வமே ஆண்டவனே நீ அருள் செய்வாயே ஆண்டவனே நீ அருள் செய்வாயே சிவபெருமானே சிவபெருமானே எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே 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 எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே நம சிவாய ஓம் நீ தெய்வமே நம சிவாய ஓம் நீ தெய்வமே ஆதரவாய் நீ அருள் செய்வாயே ஆதரவாய் நீ அருள் செய்வாயே சிவபெருமானே சிவபெருமானே எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே 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 எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே எல்லோருக்கும் நீ தெய்வம் சிவபெருமானே
சொல்லுங்கள்.
மாதவனே சிவசங்கரனே நாராயண ஹரி ஓம் பரமாத்மாவின் துணை நீ நாராயண ஹரி ஓம் மாதவனே சிவசங்கரனே நாராயண ஹரி ஓம் பரமாத்மாவின் துணை நீ நாராயண ஹரி ஓம் ஹரி ஹரி ஓம் சிவசங்கர ஓம் கைலாசவாசா ஓம் ஹரி ஹரி ஓம் சிவசங்கர ஓம் கைலாசவாசா
Thank you. Once again, so we're going on to Tanvi. Nicole has written out Mum's speech, and she's going to come forward and read it to us. Come forward.
To those who knew my brother, knew he loved three things: tea, music, his sister. To be called your younger sister was a real privilege and honor. You had the biggest heart and the most giving hands. Good afternoon, family and friends. My name is Prissy, and I'm the loving sister of our dearly departed soul. Few words would not do justice in describing who my brother was. To the world, he was a strong and powerful, respected soldier, but to me, he was my truest and most loyal friend. Bevana always had my back. He was the one person I could count on no matter what. Growing up, I always heard stories about how he would always catch the hiding, with me being the mastermind behind the mischief. My brother, we shared such a special bond. We communicated every day, morning and evening. I love how you spoiled me and made me feel so special and loved. You were my protector and guardian. You saw me through some of my darkest moments, and for that I will never be able to repay you. You never missed an opportunity to say, I love you, my sister. And boy, did I love hearing it. In the last days before your demise, I saw you suffer. Your body riddled with so much pain. The sight was just unbearable. It was heart-wrenching for those of us around you. The strong and powerful man we all once knew, fighting for dear life. But God is so good, and now you are in perfect peace, and the pain and suffering is over. I will miss your visits, your calls, your daily messages, your love, care, and unconditional support that only a brother can give. To Angelique, thank you for your endurance and patience in these last few months. No one could have done a better job. Know that you will always be a part of us. To my Anna, Roger's Anna, I don't know how you do it, but you do it. Your love and care for Babe Anna and vice versa was exemplary. You are our rock and our strength, and we love you. I only thank God today that my parents are not here to see this day. Babe was their pet. I love you, Babe Anna. I will miss you every second of every day. You are mine and I am yours, and you will be with me till my very last breath. Your baby sister.
Thank you so much, Nicole. You have literally left all of us stunned. So sometimes technology doesn't work, but you know the heart of that message would have been lost if you hadn't made the effort. So thank you so much, because it's always so important. And you know, I always say siblings have such a special bond. You can't explain it, you can't even understand it unless you have had a sibling and been part of a loving family. So thank you, Lucy. Those are very precious words. You know, Adi Sankaracharya in the Vajagovindam described our lives very, very simply. He said, life is like a drop of water on a lotus leaf, trembling on a lotus leaf. At any time, it can fall back into the pond. And such is the nature, the uncertain nature of our lives. And so, when we hear of somebody's demise so early in life, it really forces us to question and to think and to wonder, how have we been living? What are our lives like? So because tributes being paid are not only to babes, but for us to consider how we are living our lives and what is our legacy that we will leave behind. And speaking of legacy, I would like to invite members from the, and I laughed because my sister said, well, aren't you going to call the defense force to speak? And I said, no. Such was the nature of so little understanding of who Babe actually was involved with. It was actually the Navy and not the Defense Force. So we have two speakers this morning, and I would like to invite Errol Pillay from the Navy to please come forward and to pay a tribute to Babe. And thank you so much for your undivided attention.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the bereaving family, members of the South African Navy, both present and past. It is indeed a privilege today to stand before you to say a few words on a very, very good friend. We've been friends together for closer to 43 years. We joined the South African Navy on the 14th of January. Can you hear me, guys? No. Serious?
Yeah,
I'm going to scream a bit. Okay, we joined the South African Navy on the 14th of January 1980. And we served 2 years as our basic training before we were transferred to Simonstown. That's when life began. And Today I came here not to mourn Senior Warrant Officer M. Naicker, fondly known to us as Babes. I came to celebrate him. I came to celebrate the life that he lived, the legacy that he leaves behind. That's why so many people have come on a Sunday to pay their last respects to him. Babes was born in Eshowe on the KwaZulu-Natal North Coast, and he graduated his matriculation at the school down the road here, Emil Sultan Technical High School, and then he joined the South African Navy. When he moved to Cape Town, he decided to stay on, and he became a gunner. Gunner, as the word says, he was a gunnery instructor. So he completed all his courses, and he went on to serve on many ships. Sorry, I have a CV here that I want to read to you. So it says here, Senior Warrant Officer Naicker was born in Eshowe, KwaZulu-Natal, matriculated at Emil Sultan Technical High School, joined the Navy in 1980, and completed basic training at SAS Gelsina as the first intake of volunteer national servicemen that served 2 years. Prior to that, people just served 6 months, a year, 11 months. But we were the first intake. They really gave us a hard time. The master that is referred to is the master of arms. Okay, that's the highest ranking that a person can reach on the non-commissioned as a non-commissioned officer. He completed all his gunnery courses at the Old Gunnery School. Senior Warrant Officer Naicker joined the Seaward Defense Vessel, that is the SAS Breaker and the SAS Woesteler, as a 40-60 gunner. Soon after the decommissioning of the defense vessel, Warrant Officer Naicker joined the strike craft flotilla, serving as a medium close-range gunner on most of the strike crafts. Warrant Officer Naicker then progressed to being the chief bosun's mate of SAS Galasheva, SAS Makanda, and the SAS Rene Cetron. Senior Warrant Officer M. Naicker was appointed as coxswain of SAS Adam Cock in 2002. After the decommissioning of the SAS Adam Cock, Warrant Officer Naicker was appointed as coxswain of SAS Makanda. Warrant Officer Naicker played soccer for the Strike Craft Squadron and drove the team on and used sports as a mechanism to promote teamwork and discipline. Babes had a very, very strong personality. He had a very strong character, and he ruled. He used soccer to discipline the teams that he played with. Warrant Officer Naicker joined the Frigate Squadron in 2007 and was appointed as coxswain of SAS Spionkop in January 2009 until 2014. Sorry, just bear with me. I hate reading from a phone. My printer packed up with me. Sorry, my apologies, guys. Okay, this is much better. Thanks, Cheryl. Warrant Officer Naicker joined the Frigate Squadron in 2007 and was appointed as coxswain of the SAS Spionkop in January 2009 until 2014, which became the end of the seagoing career. Suffice to say, Warrant Officer Naicker earned all senior ranks at sea, adding to 33 years of sea time. Senior Warrant Officer Naicker's passion to uphold and maintain the mission and vision of the SA Navy was manifested in his leadership at sea. Those who sailed and worked under the master considered him as being a firm military man. These are the words of Petty Officer Sitaga, and I quote, "I had the privilege of serving under Warrant Officer Naicker at sea. I sailed to the following countries with the master: to Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, Angola, Namibia, and Equatorial Guinea. The masters instilled in us a high sense of military discipline and ensured we qualify within the prescribed timelines. He represented the non-commissioner officers with honor and distinction. Senior Warrant Officer Naicker has been to 20 countries during his stint at sea, Operational Caraway being the highlight of his seagoing career. The longest deployment ever by a South African warship to Shanghai being the furthest that he ever traveled. So Shanghai is in China. He then attended a symposium on piracy in Maputo with all the rest of the Navy from all over the world, from the SADC countries. He had to present the capability of the Navy to combat piracy on the East Coast. He's been conferred with various medal awards, being the General Service Medal, UNITAS, 10, 20, and 30-year service, Good Service, Pro Patria, Southern African, Improfria, your bronze, and Tushumla Catelo medal. I think that's the last medal that he received for his service. Warrant Officer Naicker was appointed Master of Arms of the Naval College in Gordons Bay for a year. Gordons Bay being his first short unit, he was commended by the officer commanding for his contribution to the unit for the training and discipline of young officers. Senior Warrant Officer Naicker also served as an instructor for the 1992 intake at SAS Saldana and the 1984 intake at SAS Gelsina. In January 2015, Senior Warrant Officer Naicker was appointed as Master of Arms of SAS Wingfield, an appointment he held till his retirement. Senior Warrant Officer Naicker attributes his achievements to his eldest brother, Roger Naicker, his wife, Angelique, and his late mom, who were the impetus behind his military life. 31 July 2018 marked the end of the Master of Arms in the South African Navy. Babes then got involved with us. Force 80, we started to get together from around where are we guys? Like 2020, the 20s. And every 3 months, we try to have a get together. Irrespective of the situation, Babes would be there. He would travel all the way from Entini to come and spend a couple of hours. On the 15th of April, we were invited by Angelique to celebrate his 63rd birthday. We had a beautiful time at the house, a lot of food, a lot of laughter, a lot of good music. On the 17th, he went to the GP. On the 18th, he went to Tikwini Hospital. On the evening of the 18th, he was diagnosed with cancer. And it's so sad to know that 6 months later, this brother of ours is no more with us. Babes Naicker will always hold a special part in our lives. So for today, you will see, seated in the back, standing outside, is all the people that served with him during his first intake and throughout the years that served with him on ships. It was really a privilege to know him, to serve with him. You know, whenever I planned a function, he would phone me, "Errol, what do you need? What do you need?" Angelique will put the money in your account. And he would follow up day after day. How's it going? Who's attending? Don't worry about those guys that are not attending. And he would be, you know what? He'd come from Entini and he would be the first one at the scene. He'd come with his full band and he would celebrate. For many of you who have been to his band room or his basement, you will see all the plaques on his wall that commemorate his service in the South African Navy.
So today, I just want to say to Angelique, thank you for sharing babes with us. Just remember that you are a special person in us. We love you. Always remember that you can count on us for anything at any time. Okay? And to all the guys that are here today, thank you for your time to come and honor our brother today. Once again, it's really an honor to say these few words on behalf of babes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Errol. It seems familiar, using sports to promote unity, passion to uphold the mission of the Navy, being part of Force 80. And when I said it doesn't matter about the years in your life, it's the life in your years that matter. Listening to Errol's speech gives us such an indication of the kind of humble person Babe was, despite all of the accomplishments and positions and medals and titles that he held. We saw none of that in his outward demeanor. He was this calm, loving, soft-spoken, wonderful brother and cousin that we all knew and met. So now, after having given literally his entire CV, I'm wondering what Roy is going to be able to share with us now. But yesterday I had the privilege of meeting a dear friend of Babe's, and so to introduce him, he says, Roy Khani and Babes have been together for 43 years. They've served together. One, he served on the SAS Oosterland and the SAS Raper. Roy was in communications and Babes was the gunner. And as I was listening to him, he didn't really, actually I have to confess to you, he didn't really want to speak, but I was so inspired by the stories that he had to share that I said, please won't you share a few words with us so that family and friends who are listening would be able to get a better insight into the times of life that I have to admit has been spent away from family and friends, all right? But he was creating a new family of friends with a new mission that he was true to. So, Roy, please come forward to say a few words.
Babe always told me, when you give a speech, don't worry about modern technology or cell phones, etc. Write your speech on an A4 paper, but make sure it doesn't fly away. Good morning, family, friends, and colleagues. Words, even the very best words, cannot capture our true imagination on the passing away of babes. Let us grieve for the bond we shared and bond we didn't get a chance to form yet. Since you passed too soon, my dear friend, life is like a ticket. It has an entry date and an expiry date. We are here not only to mourn the passing away of Babe, but to celebrate his life. I have known Babe for past 43 years. We joined the Navy together and became very close friends. He became a gunner and I became a communicator. He was a kind, caring, forgiving, and supportive person in his workplace, and his love for people was unconditional. A specialist in his field, he was able to impart his knowledge without limitations. And when he used to reprimand people on the ship, Babe was quite hilarious. especially the youngsters, when he used to say to them, listen young man, do you want me to sound you? Or do you want me to capsize you? Please become invincible. I beg pardon. Please become invisible and disappear. A specialist in a job, and as I said, he was able to impart his knowledge without limitation, and he was very, very good. As a gunner, most of the time when he fired those guns, he always hit the targets. His dressing code was impeccable, whether it was in uniform or civilian. He left an indelible mark to all who knew him. He was always happy when he was surrounded by friends. On a lighter note, his desire to have fun at any opportunity was contagious. He was always ready and willing to have a good party. And we had some good parties when we used to sail overseas. We used to get drunk and we used to get disorderly. But you know, babes had broad shoulders, and shoulders you could cry on, and most of the time he carried me. He was always ready to help people that were desperate, and he had his unselfish generosity. He lived a principled life underpinned by a strong sense of justice and compassion for the lonely and less fortunate. To his family, friends, and colleagues, his loyalty was unquestionable. He helped people go to the narcotic centers, anonymous centers, and also to centers of rehabilitation where people, took a course of action that was detrimental to their health. So he paid for them and he uplifted them. He was very passionate about music. This was evident as his music room is flooded with musical instruments. He got some of the guys in the local area and they formed a band called Force 80. Now Force 80 comes from the time when he joined in 1980. So he wanted to have a legacy that will be lived very, very long. Force 80 was a year that kept people together. He was an excellent lead guitarist and loved playing Shadows Santana music. I'm sure Hank Marvin from the Shadows and even Carlos Santana would be very proud of him. During rehearsal, there was no time to fool around. He was not afraid to issue red cards. We have received precious memories and video recordings, and it will be forever in our memory. The 30th of September this year is the year I will never forget. This was the last day I saw Babes when he was on a short visit to Cape Town. Also today, I lost my brother due to colon cancer. Babes came to sympathize with me. He was in such a happy space when I gave him the guitar. He said, Roy, I want you to practice the bass chords for the 4 songs. He said it with so much passion. Mother and Child Reunion by Paul Simon, It Don't Come Easy by Ringo Starr, Evil Way by Santana, and Samba Pata by Santana's girl. My wife was so shocked when he said the first song, which was Mother and Child Reunion, she got goosebumps, but little did we know that he knew he was going to reunite with his mom. I practiced the songs and telephonically I told him, babes, we're ready to do the songs. But unfortunately, we weren't able to accomplish this because it was God's will and not ours. When we got to see Babes on Thursday, when we got the news that Babes had taken a turn, I felt the urgency to come to Durban, to come to Durban to see my brother and get closer. God was on our side when we arrived in Germany on Friday, just in time to say goodbye to babes. I still can't believe you, God. I feel so blessed to have called you my friend. And I'm forever grateful for the precious time we spent together. We salute you, Naicker. Babes, we surely miss you, but promise never to forget you. We thank you for your great legacy that you are leaving behind, for making this world a better place, and for positively influencing so many lives in a manner that cannot be defined by words. Rest in peace, my brother. We salute you.
Thank you so much, Roy. And on that note, thank you. Seems almost inadequate. I know you've come from Cape Town as you and your wife, so thank you for that, for being of support to Angelique. Thank you so much to family members who have rallied around now. Angelique's mum, who has come from Cape Town and been here. Family would like to acknowledge and show our appreciation for how much strength you've been there for Angelique and given us so much of support. We truly appreciate that in the times when we couldn't be there. And to family and friends who have been supportive. Roy was talking about a friendship that lasted 43 years. And generally when you speak about friends, it's like friends are the family you choose for yourself. You know, you can't really help your family, right? You're stuck with them because you're born, you're given the siblings that you are given. But friends you can choose for yourself. And when you hear about friendships that last for so long, it really uplifts and inspires you. And I would also like to thank the Navy for being the pallbearers to the house this morning. The pallbearers in here and even continuing on there at the crematorium. So thank you very much for that. Before I hand over to the button group, I'd like, so for those of you who can't hear me, the priest has actually asked me to almost finish up because I think we have about 15 minutes before we go into the crematorium. But Rogers has asked me to announce that the 16-day memorial service will be at this venue on Saturday, the 18th of November. And I think the time will be 10:30. And it would, for now it's 10:30, but might be confirmed if anything changes. So please, you are invited to the memorial service on the 18th of November and do kindly attend. So I thank you for your patience and attention. While the last few bhajans are going to be sung, please let's observe silence. Let's just be part of the vibrations of the frequency that will send the soul on its journey. Thank you so much. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, once again, I know, Hindu Dharma is family and fellowship, but it's also food, right? So please, at 12 the meals will be provided, but in a takeaway container, so feel free. Please help yourself to lunch before you leave. Thank you.
பலம் நாதா என்னை கைவிடாதே நாதா என்னை கைவிடாதே கைவிடால் நான் வாழ்வரைது சொன்னே உண்மையிலே கைவிடால் நான் வாழ்வரைது சொன்னே உண்மையிலே கைவிடால் காக்கவாவா கைவிடால் காக்கவாவா
திருச்சற்றம்பலம்.
அன்பில பிறந்தோ அன்பில வளர்ந்தோ அன்பில விளையாடு மனசே அன்புருவாய் நீ அன்பில சேர்ந்தார் அன்பே அன்பே எந்த நன்றே அன்பே அன்பே எந்த நன்றே அன்பில பிறந்தோ அன்பில வளர்ந்தோ அன்பில விளையாடு மனசே
Sakaram Bhujangasenam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwakaram Kaktasarasham Megavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Kamanenam Yogarithyana Kamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabayaram Sarvalokaiganadam Sarvalokaiganadam Sarvalokaiganadam.
சங்கராய் போற்றி மனே விருத்தனே போற்றி எங்கள் விதலையே போற்றி காயே மகே சங்கராய் போற்றி மனே விருத்தனே போற்றி எங்கள் விதலையே போற்றி தம்பிராய் போற்றி பிள்ளை நிறத்தனே போற்றி எங்கள் நென்மராய் போற்றி போற்றி தம்பிராய் போற்றி பிள்ளை நிறத்தனே போற்றி எங்கள் நென்மராய் போற்றி போற்றி போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா புயங்கனே வயங்கோ போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா புகலிடம் கிரிதோன்றலை போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா புயகனே மயங்கோ இன்றே போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா புகலிடம் இனிதோன்றலே போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா புறமெனே போக்கு கண்டாய் போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா சய சயா போற்றி போற்றி போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா சுரமெனே போக்கு கண்டாய் போற்றியோ நம சிவாயா சய சயா போற்றி போற்றி போற்றியோ புவனோநிதி ஆலோடுவானே மனாய் போற்றிய உயர்த்தும் தோற்ற ஆயனி தோற்ற போற்றியோர் புவனம் நிதி காலோடுவானே மனாய் போற்றிய உயர்த்தும் தோற்ற நாயகனே கோஷமிராய் போற்றியெல்லாம் உயர்க்கும் ஈராயிரமேயானாய் போற்றியோன் புகழோமினே புகழினான் புனகேயனே போற்றியெல்லாம் உயர்க்கும்
Side door, side door.
Shivaya Namaho. Shivaya Namaho.
Stand in front. Go inside, some of you guys.
Okay. Sorry. those of you that need to view, you can come through, please.
நேரம் வயல் பிறந்தோ கோரினேன் கோரி இளையவர் தம்மோ அவர் தரும் கதவியை கருதி கோரினேன் கோரி இளையவர் தம்மோ அவர் தரும் கதவியை கருதி ஓரினேன் கோரி உயர்வது பொருளால் உறவினும் பேரும் பதம் தீர்ந்தோ ஓரினேன் கோரி உயர்வது பொருளால் உறவினும் பேரும் பதம் தீர்ந்தோ நாவினேன் நாடி நான் கொண்டு கொண்டேன் நாராயணா எனும் நாமம் நாவினேன் நாடி நான் கொண்டு கொண்டேன் நாராயணா எனும் நாமம் மஞ்சளோலை வந்தரை மானே மங்கையல்வாள் கலை கன்றி மஞ்சளோலை வந்தரை மானே மங்கையல்வாள் கலை கன்றி செஞ்சுளாயிருத்து தேவதம் மாலை இவை கொண்டு சேர்க்கென கொண்டே செஞ்சுளாயிருத்து தேவதம் மாலை இவை கொண்டு சேர்க்கென கொண்டே துயர்வருள் நினைவன் துயரும் சொல்லியும் நன்றான் நஞ்சமும் தழவன் துயர்வருள் நினைவன் துயரிலும் சொல்லியும் நன்றான் நஞ்சுவாய் கண்டே நான் முடை வினைக்கோ நாராயணா எனும் நாமம் நஞ்சுராய் கண்டே நான் முடை வினைக்கோ நாராயணா எனும் நாமம் நாராயணா எனும் நாமம் நாராயணா எனும் நாமம்.
Last call for anybody else that needs to view, please come through. We're going back, we're going into the back chambers now, and we limited people to enter.
Three deep cuts.
Wait.
the rose into the coffin. That is beautiful. I think that's it.
Pull it forward. Pull forward.
And lower the body. Right.
Now pray, stating this is the end of the era on earth. My precious friend, Mr. Naicker. We'll have a moment of silence. The last prayer meeting said.
Amen. பெறுவாய் ஆற்றோவே அம்மையனே அருளியவாறு பெறுவாய் ஆற்றோவே அம்மையனே அருளியவாறு பெறுவாய் ஆற்றோவே எல்லா பிரேயம் சுந்தரி எல்லா பிரேயம் இனியா பிரேயம் விநாயகரே சொல்லா பிரேயம் துரியா பிரேயம் புறா பிரேயம் எல்லா பிரேயம் ஒரு கல்வாய் கச்சேதமணி நாளுமே போற்றி என் ஆற்று வரைக்கும் இருவாய்